So as always, there's a lot of news headlines floating around about Toronto's real estate market, talking about how January 2025 compared to January 2024 sees a significant increase in new listings and not a significant increase in new sales. Now, in this video, I'm not going to be talking about statistics. I'm not going to be showing you charts or graphs. I'm not going to be overanalyzing the market. What I'm going to talk about is what I'm seeing as an active practicing real estate agent in the Greater Toronto area, working with clients that are looking for a broad spectrum of properties, from clients that are looking for condos in downtown Toronto to those who are looking for larger condos in North York and Etobicoke to those who are looking for freehold properties even outside of the Greater Toronto area. So as we have seen in the past, Toronto is essentially just a tale of two different markets. So there's the segment that is the condo segment, and then there's the freehold market. Now, the condo segment itself divides into two different categories. So one is the larger, more spacious condos, the ones that are potentially suitable for a family to live in. I'm talking about like the 2-bedroom condos, maybe the older condos that have 1,000 square foot or more. And in the other category, as I have heard Ron Butler call them, the dog crate condos, especially the newer built dog crate condos. So the small units that are maybe 400 or 500 square foot. There's also studios that are like in the 300 square foot range. Something that's targeted heavily at investors who are just like looking to rent out to university students or professionals that are not going to be residing in the unit long term, and really not something that you can grow into as a family. There's just not enough space. So that segment of the market is stalling, and I would probably think that most of those new listings that have hit TREB in January 2025, like at least in Toronto proper, I feel are probably these types of smaller condos. And that's not really like a fair comparison when you look at the market as a whole. And now keep in mind, TREB is not just Toronto. I mean, it takes into account York region. I even see agents listing in areas like Windsor on TREB as well. So it does take all of that into account. The smaller condos are struggling. They're barely moving. A lot of them don't have parking. They don't have adequate space. The layouts are just not great. But it's not to say that you can't sell them. You just have to be at a price point that it seems like no seller really wants to be at, especially when they paid maybe $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a square foot for them from the developer. And in today's marketplace, a resale condo, which probably has a better layout and most likely parking, can be bought like in the $800 to $900 per square foot range. So it's a big difference, but if you're priced correctly, and I mean like you're literally the best priced unit in the building, I think that you'll be able to sell if you're also using the right marketing to showcase that unit. And what I'm talking about is not like using cell phone pictures, which is just mind-boggling for me. I mean, I see agents with listings in all different types of categories just going and taking pictures with their phone. Like, you're selling a pretty significant asset and you can't pay a few $100s for professional photography. It's just mind-boggling. The condos that are larger, or even the 1-bedroom condos that have a more spacious, better layout, are moving pretty well. Again, as long as they're marketed and priced correctly. Like, I have a buyer that I'm working with that's looking to purchase in the downtown core, and we're regularly seeing that like the 600 square foot plus 1-bedroom condos with parking and a lot of times good views and 9 or 10 foot ceilings are selling in a matter of days, while the cookie cutter stuff is just sitting on the market for months. So again, like, not all condos are built equal. Larger condos in areas like North York and Etobicoke, like the 2-bedroom plus, is selling pretty well as well, as long as maintenance fees are not out to lunch, and if they are, the unit is priced properly according to that. Like, I would say in today's market, a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in North York or Etobicoke is selling somewhere in the low to mid $700,000 range, which of course is not like the peaks that we saw in 2022, but also interest rates are not like 0.5% like we saw back then. Now, the freehold market is a completely different ballgame. Freehold is moving pretty well, and a lot of times with multiple offers. There's not that much freehold inventory on the market. It seems that there's still a lot more buyers than that, and that ultimately freehold is like the product that most people are looking for, like just face it, most people don't want to live in a condo. They rather have a townhouse or, or better. So recently worked with buyers who were looking at detached properties in Durham region, and multiple times we saw a multiple offer situation. Now these properties were priced for multiple offers, meaning that they were underpriced with an offer date, but still we got to see 5 to 10 offers being registered on each property, and I think the sale price was quite reasonable. Again, not the same sale price that you would have seen in 2022, but still I think that it's quite reasonable, and definitely better than what we would have seen in the summer of 2024. And now we go into other parts of the GTA. So when you go into areas like Mississauga or York region, the kind of the outskirts of Toronto proper, I think inventory is moving really well there, especially something that's priced in the $1 to $1.5 million range. And a big contributing factor to that is the new rules around the insured mortgage rates, and of course the reduced interest rates as well. They're definitely helping. I feel like this has become a game changer, but keep in mind to be able to get approved for an insured mortgage for $1.5 million with putting less than 20% down, your annual salary, household salary, has to be in the $300,000 range, which I think many people in the GTA are at that level, but definitely still kind of out of reach for a majority, I would say, in that case. But still moving really, really favorably. Markets like Simcoe, so if you're going up to Innisfil or north, if you're going to Bradford or Barrie, it is slower. Buyers seem to be really kind of testing the water. In Barrie right now, you can get a freehold townhouse for about $650,000, while in York region you can't really get that under the $1 million mark. And the luxury properties, the more expensive properties, they always do take longer to sell. But anything that's kind of priced over $3 million is just kind of sitting on the market. And I don't think that interest rates really affect that market demographic that much. Probably many people who are buying in that price point don't really need a mortgage, or maybe they're not as fazed by this. Just think about what a mortgage is on a $3 million purchase. I can't even do the math. It's probably $20,000 a month or something like that, something crazy. But anyways, regardless of what the headlines say, I think Toronto's real estate market continues to be pretty healthy. Unfortunately, anybody who bought a pre-construction condo in the last 5 years, if you bought something small, especially with no parking, you are going to be in for a long and painful ride. I mean, I wish you the best. Anybody who's trying to sell on assignment, you really have to be priced aggressively for that and be ready to walk away from your deposit and then some. A lot of times I'm seeing assignment sales where people are walking away from a 30% loss on the property just not to get sued. And builders will sue. It's all boilerplates now. They're just sending out these letters and starting those lawsuits. So an unfortunate situation for some people, an opportunity for others. My name is Alex. I'm Toronto Realtor of Remax Condos Plus. This is your Toronto Condos. I hope that you found this video to be valuable. Would appreciate if you can give me a thumbs up and you can hit that subscribe button. This is what I'm seeing in Toronto real estate February 2025. And I'll see you next time.